Is Anime Vanguard the best anime tower defense game out on Roblox right now? And I would say yeah. Now before you start calling me a Glizzer, just let me explain. So sit back and relax. Alright? Cool. So we know that Anime Ventures is basically the Roger of anime tower defense games, and as soon as Game Film took them down, a huge surge of anime tower defense games started to flood the market. And if it wasn't for Anime Ventures, it's safe to say that majority of the ATD games that we see now probably wouldn't even be on this platform. But there's one game in particular that stood out the most, which was Anime Defenders. The lobby, the models, the gameplay, just the features it delivered left a huge impact on the genre itself is something I would never say. Anyways, that game was Anime Vanguards. Now, if you don't know, AV was first marketed as a AA remake. As you can see in its early sneaks, which gained a lot of attention, it reminded us players of how Anime Adventures used to be, because at that time, the best tower defense game we had was Anime Last Stand, alright? So, as time progresses, we were starting to get more sneaks about the features that would be in this game, and one of the features that started the Anime Vanguard effect early was their summoning feature, because as soon as this was sneaked, a non-ATD game called Anime Impact also had this feature in this game, which I thought was pretty cool and it's very neat. Now, I'm not about to do a whole timeline on AV. Once it's around update 5 or 6, I will probably do a full timeline video then, but until now, let's move on. And pretty much throughout this video, I might show you guys some early game sneaks to show you guys how far Anime Vanguards has came up until this point. Alright, so now let me start with this, right? AA will always be the formula for how an anime tower defense game should be, but AV took that formula and expanded on it so much to the point to where the bar was raised too high that other ATD games had no choice but to catch on quick. And let's not forget about the AV effect that happened within the first few days of it officially releasing, you know? And there's a common thing going on saying that is Anime Vanguard's a copy of AA. Now, some of you may say yes, but I'm just gonna say no, it's not a copy, so let me explain. Anime Vanguards took inspiration of AA's best features, with the most iconic one being the check reroll system, which is now a standard in the ATD genre. While games like Anime Realms or Anime Odyssey, they are Anime Adventure copies because their whole identity is being an AA remake, and we're hoping to capitalize off the monetization of the nostalgia from AA. You see? While Anime Vanguards is its own entity, and it's a huge difference, okay? So for example, Fortnite has features from PUBG, and we all know that PUBG was here before Fortnite. Does that make Fortnite a PUBG copy? No? Okay, you get my point. Alright, cool. If any developers watching this, I just want to say that I am proud of you guys on how far you came with AV, you know? Especially when times weren't looking good for the game, with the updates not being well received, and then the issues with the development team, you know? But I feel like you guys locked in and showed us the passion you guys put into this project. Now, I still, to this day, feel like Update 2 was rushed, and it didn't receive the proper hype build up, especially because AA was releasing. So at the time, yeah, people were saying that AA was going to wipe off all of the games off the market, but AV is still here and it's still thriving, you know what I'm saying? But once Update 3 dropped, you guys started to lock in, man. Now I'm actually glad that people are starting to see what AV is now that AA is released, for giving us a good game to play, you know? This is not a hot take, but AV has the best free-to-play experience for the ATD genre in general, alright? Let's start off with the tutorial, right? Within the tutorial, you're getting like, you know, your 3 starter characters, then you're able to get a free summon, and then you're able to get a free Vegeta as a starter unit now. And not only that, the unit index gives you plenty of gems to where your first 2 minutes of playing a game, you can probably have 2 or 3 mythic units to start off with if you're lucky enough, you know what I'm saying? And along with that, the play progression in this game is really good. You know, you're able to progress because of the XP gain, whether you're doing story, infinites, or etc. You know, as you're playing the game, those level milestones are going to come clutch, and knowing noobs, you might get a couple monarchs within those rerolls if you're lucky enough. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, the gem gain in this game is really good because you can infinitely farm gems. There's no cap to it. Not only that, you're getting gold from infinites, which stacks up, I think, like every 10 waves, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. So the play progression in this game is really good, and I feel like they did a really good job at making that experience better for us, because people had issues with the gem gain. They fixed that. People were having issues that there wasn't enough ways to get gold. They fixed that. You know, and then the XP, they fixed that as well. Not only that, you're actually being rewarded for playing the game for long periods of time. And not only that, I know that leechers in AA was a big issue here, But in AV, people are begging for leeches, bro, because they introduced a new feature for MVP rewards, which motivates us players to play with other players, you know what I'm saying? Because as MVP, you're getting 2x those rewards. So people actually love leechers in AV, and I don't mind carrying leechers too, because one, while they're leeching, I'm getting double the rewards, which is beneficial for me, you know what I'm saying? Not only that, there's still plenty of ways to farm rerolls. Now, does Anime Vanguards have content, right? And I will say yes. Now, before you start typing, let me explain. Even though AV is a new game, they still offer a lot for the player to do, you know? No anime tower defense game on this platform is giving you weeks of content each update, all right? Some of you guys' definition of content might be different. I remember, you know, debating this guy about content on all these type of games, and he was like, well, I haven't gotten Eisen yet, so I'm not done with this game's content, you know? What I'm trying to say is that tower defense games thrive off higher replayability, you know, which makes us want to replay the content that they put out. And if a tower defense game doesn't have high replayability, then there's something wrong with that, you know? And I feel like AV replayability is getting higher each update, and they're focused more on the multiplayer aspect now, and then new game modes to make it feel refreshed. Because I don't know if you guys remember, but I was saying that before AA released, that the genre itself was like similar to the Call of Duty franchise, right? It was the same game but a different title. And at one point last year, every single game under this genre felt like the same game but a different title. But AV is taking a different route. They don't want their gameplay loop to be the same generic gameplay loop as a lot of the other games here, because they've been adding mechanics to where we can interact with the environment, like finding Mahito or the talisman for the Dan raid, you know. And they want to give us a game to where we can actually enjoy the gameplay and not just sit there and be bored looking at units fight other enemies, you know what I'm saying? And when I'm playing Blue Tower Defense 6, I've been playing that a lot recently. I have a lot of fun playing that game, you know. And AV is the closest that I'm getting to that on this platform. Now, I'm not glazing. I promise you I'm not glazing, bro. Like, don't even get me started on the quals, bro. Like the quality of lights in this game is unmatched, bro. No game can really compete. If you see a new qual in an ATD game, AV's is probably had it first, or it's probably done it first. You know what I'm saying? Other than the auto upgrade for Anime Reborn, AV probably did it first, bro. You know. But yeah, I basically did this on the top of my head. I just decided to wake up and be like, let me just talk about AV for a little bit. But yeah, it's good to see that as I'm recording right now, we're at like 37,000 CCU. It's pretty good, man. It's good to see AV come back. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, guys, peace.